Live?
Yeah, it's live.
Yep. Shalom, shalom. Wow. First and foremost, we give all the praises and the glory to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, B'Kadash.
We give double honors to our beloved teachers of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Yeah, we're out here once again on the highways and the byways, bringing out the prophecies. Yeah, we're living in beautiful times now. Although it's beautiful, it's very serious times. Very, very serious times, yeah? But we are seeing the signs, right? As our apostles always say, they've been prophesying from way back. They've been prophesying from way back how these signs are going to come to pass, and we are actually seeing it. We all know it's a gradual thing, but we can see it actually making its moves now, right? We have a time, I think next couple of days time, the solar eclipse on the 8th, yeah? That is something to look out for. But remember, the Lord is in control. Precept, yeah?
Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens.
Right, there's a time and a season for everything. Who is in control of the time? Who is in control of the season? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? That's why it says, measure the time. Baba Koshay, can you get second measures?
This is 2 Ezra 9 verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Go there. Measure the time diligently in itself. And that word diligent, what does diligent mean?
Careful and persistent effort.
Thank you, right? We have to be diligent in these times, yeah? We have to be diligent from day one, but as time as prophecy is getting closer and closer, the Lord is returning, more signs, more earthquakes. We have to measure that time diligently. Go ahead, brother.
2 Ezra 9 verse 1 again. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen in the earth earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right. And look at this. We've been looking forward for this time to come. Right? Even the prophets before time, they've been saying, how long, Lord? How long? They wanted to know when. They didn't see much of the signs that time, but now we are actually seeing the signs coming to pass. Why? We've seen the earthquakes. We just had one a couple of days ago in America, New York. We had another one the other day. What we had in Taiwan.
Yep.
And I think I was reading watching some of the videos. The main earthquake was in Taiwan, and I think the Philippines, and they felt the effect too also. Yeah, but the major one was in the Taiwan.
That's how big it was.
That's how big it was. Yeah.
The effect of it
Right.
in the Philippines.
Right, and
Yeah.
just recently we had you could say it's minor, but it's a signs. Now look at the time we're living in, right? We're seeing more signs. This lunar thing is coming up, and like I said, brothers and sisters, lunar eclipse, solar eclipse. Now, remember, it's between now and a couple of days' time. Anything could pop up between now and a couple of days' time. During that time, something can pop up, and even afterwards, something can pop up, right? So we have to keep on being on the watch, being diligent.
Right, this is back in 2 Ezra 9, verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also have plain beginnings in wonders, and powerful works, and endings, and effects, and signs. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works.
Now, what is this all about? This is all about the major prophecies to be saved, right? Who that call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. He that endureth to the end, right? We are approaching the end time now, okay? Read that part again in the last part again, please, Brother Kashakina.
Right, this is back in 2 Ezra 9, verse 6. So it's like verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works.
Right, who is that now they're referring to? We are dealing with the elect,
Right.
the 144 governing body of men, also the 1/3 of the men, women, and children, right? So it's all about the elect that we're dealing with. Yeah? Go again, Baba Kasha.
And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works.
And that just shows you again, it's not everyone. This truth is not for everyone. This truth is for the elect, the Hebrew Israelites, right? Not for any other nation, right? It's for the Hebrew Israelites, right? Go ahead, brother.
I've got another piece to back you up on that one if you want it.
No, hold on.
This is
Got one on hand, yeah?
Yeah. After Caleb.
just to back up what the brother was saying. This is Acts chapter 2, verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever.
Hold on. When it says come to pass, what does that mean? It will come to pass. Okay? There's no mistakes with the Lord Yahweh Basham Yahushai. Whatever the Lord says, it goes. Alright? Just like, listen, you have Yahushai. Who is Yahushai? He's the Alpha and Omega. He's the beginning and the end. What Yahushai starts, he finishes. Go ahead, brother.
Right, may I just read this verse?
Yes.
But then may I go back and read a few verses up because it covers a lot of what you're saying.
Go on, brother.
So let me read this verse, this point, right?
Yeah.
Acts 2 and 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Yahushua of Nazareth, a man approved of the Most High God, among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which the Most High God did by him in the midst of him, in the midst of you, as yourselves also know.
Right.
So you got that, you're talking that now, I'll bring on the other points.
Yeah, you could bring another point, please.
Right, so I'll read up a bit, right? This is Acts 2 and verse 16. But this is that which was spoken by the prophet Joel. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith the Most High God, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. And on my servants and on my handmaidens I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy. And I will show wonders in heaven above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. Here's the point. And the sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and notable day of the Lord come.
Right. So that time is coming, because we've seen the signs and the wonders. People are prophesying more now than ever. Okay? Even down to when you have the a prophetess, even they are getting dreams and they pass on the message to their husbands, because a prophetess is not supposed to prophesy. So she could receive dreams too, right? It's a gift from the Lord, and she pass it on to her husband, who is a prophet, and that's what's happening now, right?
Prophets are subject to the prophets.
Yes, yes.
All prophets, whether they be so-called women, so-called, but men, they're all subject to the prophets.
Right.
So that's why they don't keep it to themselves, or they don't do their own little thing, right? They're subject to the higher prophets. In their case, it could be their husband.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
And you have to prophesy, because what, you're warning the people, right? It's about the warning, right? Because if you're not giving the warning, if you're not blowing that trumpet, because that trumpet gives a certain sound, okay? And it's only certain people going to hear that sound, okay? Go ahead. What else?
I'll finish my
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
I've got this one here. This is in Luke. What we're talking about now at the moment. You mentioned about the lunar eclipse.
Yes.
Right. So let's carry on talking about. Let's bring it out. Luke 21 and 25 says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity.
Right, stop there. When we talk about perplexity, you could go into the blue letter, brother, to check perplexity. We know what it means, but to go specifically, perplexity means that people, I'm going to paraphrase it, but people, because they don't know what's going on, they're going to be in distress, right? They're going to be distressed, they're going to be worried. Why is this happening? But people that in the know-how, in the know, knowing what's going on, right? That's why you have to be on the watch. And we use this. What is our measuring stick? We use the scriptures and prophecies, also via the scriptures, through our teachers. All right? We have to use it as a measuring stick. All right? Yes.
I'll be honest, there's not much on it. This is a Strong's G640, Aporia. It literally just says the state of one who is in perplexity.
All right. Look at the word signs. I know it sounds like a simple word, but I want to see what the unit says about.
Signs. Okay, I'll get to see the common dictionary. So this is Strong's G4592 for the word signs, and it says a sign, mark, token, That by which a person or a thing is distinguished from others and is known. A sign, prodigy, portent, an unusual occurrence.
Woo! You said
transcend-
something really good. So like you said, what is known?
Yeah.
And who knows these things what's coming to pass? The prophets, right? Okay? And the people that don't know, that not watching, and because it's not given to everyone. You have something else going on.
Yeah, there's more.
Yeah.
So I says of signs portending remarkable events soon to happen.
That's right.
And then the next one of miracles and wonders by which the Most High authenticates the men sent by him,
Ouch!
or by which men prove that the cause that they are pleading is the Most High.
Thank you very much, brother. That just says it all.
Yeah, and he used that word as well that stayed with me, unusual occurrence.
Unusual occurrence.
Yeah, because now you've got the countdown for this lunar eclipse, right? People, watch on the CNN and all that. They've got this, like people go to the beach, don't they? And they set up their benches and they sit down. This is what it is now for these people, the heathens.
Right.
Because they're expecting something, an unusual occurrence, and this doesn't come around often.
Right.
And so, and also what I've heard through just by listening, putting my ears to the ground, that a lot of them smile hat people with the big noses have left town.
Right.
So what are they expecting? They left town, in the local town. But you've got people that look up.
Yes.
I'm not one of them, but you've got people that go into numerology.
Yes.
Brothers, when they get into that, they're heavy on that. Numerologies and signs as far as Ishika's into all of that.
Right.
But what are they? What do they know that we don't know? Why are they left hand? That's
Right,
what I
that's
want to
it.
say.
Yeah, you're right. Because you remember the scripture says, the Esau, they search for all things. They do a diligent search. All right, so they know what's going on, but you have the in-between people that don't know what's going on. All right, some of these people, you hear they're leaving their country, packing their bags, suitcases, everything, and traveling to America for this event. But they think it's a fun and game thing. But it's a spiritual aspect. This is a mark. It's a spiritual sign, a warning, okay, for things that is to come. All right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
Please, Brother Ken.
Yeah, I've got a little bit more. Touching on that. What you got?
Just the word perfect.
Let me finish the
Bring out that word.
Right, so perplexity in the Common Dictionary says the state of being perplexed, confusion, uncertainty,
that is the one.
something that perplexes, or a tangled, involved, or confused condition
Thank you.
or situation.
Thank you. Thank you. That's why we go back again. When we say measure the time diligently, we have to go into the scriptures and we have to know what's going on, right?
Break down words.
Break down words,
yeah.
right? Seeing the signs and wonders, right? And people not seeing the signs, right? Because what the scripture says, when they say peace and safety, so destruction. Because you have some people, they're going, like I was coming here to camp with a brother, and we're looking in the bus, and all these restaurants are filled with people dressed up in wedding gowns and everything. I mean, like, they're just enjoying themselves. They don't understand what is happening. All right? So that is a form of being perplexed. If you want to, perplexed. You see? Okay?
They don't know there's something coming down the pipe.
No.
People, the way some people deal with it is they get into more of the mirth spirit.
Yes.
Right? Or they go into some other kind of mirth.
Yeah.
The class A, the class B, and all of that.
Yeah.
Right? But that just takes them even further and further
Right.
away.
Thank you. And as we said, brother, it's like this false reality, right? Because people, they don't want to see, because you see, when it comes to the scriptures, right, it's about the good and the bad. Everything is written in the scriptures, all right? You have to know the hot and the cold, all right? In order to know the hot, you have to know the cold, vice versa. In order to know the evil, you have to know the good. So it's a balance in this Bible. Because what? It says it's a false balance. It's an abomination to the Lord, a false balance. So we have to get that balance correct. And what is this world? This world is about just flipping happy-go-lucky, right? Anytime you hear about anything to do with something like war, or the switch the channel, no, you have to stand there and take it.
Face reality.
Face reality, yeah? Well,
I've got a little bit more.
sorry.
And it really brings the point what you're saying as well. Yeah, in Luke 21, reading on from 25, as a matter of fact, I'll read off the end of 25. With perplexity and the sea and the waves roaring.
Wow.
Went into the word perplexity.
Yes.
People are confused. People
Yes.
don't know what's coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
Some people they take the wrong action because they don't know what's coming down the pipe. like you mentioned, people want to go, you know, to get into the murder spirit and all kinds of other things. Reading on, 26 says, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. Right? I'll read that again. After those things which are coming on the earth.
Thank you.
For the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Yep.
Right? So what is this? What are people so having preparing for?
Yeah.
Like I'll say with the you know, the so-called Amalek type people. What are they preparing for? What do we? How do we feel about it?
Thank you. Thank you.
The comparison,
yes,
it actually goes on, right? And then I'm going to hand it back to you.
Yeah.
Coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man.
Let's be serious with that.
Yeah.
When we talk about what we shaken, what we shaken? The powers. You see, people don't believe. They don't. They don't understand.
Even the ducks know better than the
they're chiming in.
Even they're
chiming in. Yeah. Right. Even people don't understand the seriousness of Yahweh Basham Yahushai. Okay? People don't understand the power, the raw power. As you said a while ago, the roaring sea. You said what the roaring sea?
Yeah, that's it. After those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see further up says.
Yeah.
And the hearts failing them for the fear after those things which are coming on the earth.
Yes. You said something about roaring sea.
Seeing the wave roaring.
Seeing the wave roaring, right?
No, 25.
But anyway.
Slucker, let me get back to that.
Yeah.
Perplexity of the sea. That's it. The sea, 25.
Yeah.
The sea and the waves roaring.
Whoa. Sea
and the sea represents people.
People!
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to bring out, the people.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, because people see when you go into the scriptures, when you go into in Revelation as well, it represents the people, and when it's waving, going from to and fro, it's an unsteadiness, a perplexity, a confusion.
Now, who could stop that roaring sea? The Heavenly Father. Remember when the Lord said that the sea was boisterous? Do you remember that scripture? I think this. Bring it for me. Bring it for me. Right, bring up precept for me. Yeah, bring it for you.
This is Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the
again,
Lord.
Again?
Amos 9 and 8.
Amos 9 and 8, yeah.
This is Amos 9 and verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, are upon the sinful kingdom.
Yep.
And I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai.
Yes. When we say the eyes of the Lord are what? 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Right? Behold, I'm paraphrasing, the eyes of the Lord are everywhere. There is nothing can be hid from Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. Right? Start again, go again.
Yeah, Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai are upon the sinful kingdom.
Upon the sinful kingdom. Right? And that refers to the 2/3 also. Right? And also the other nations. Okay? Go on, brother.
And I'll destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob,
right.
save the Lord Yahweh.
And that's why we have to thank our Heavenly Father for the remnant. Okay? There's a remnant there for a reason, for an example, for us to follow that remnant. Because if there was no remnant, right, there'll be no examples to follow. Right? So we need a remnant, you know what I mean? To
we're prisoners of hope.
Thank you, brother.
And we need that hope. That's the motivator.
Yeah.
The fear of the Lord. I think you've got to preach that.
But this is about, we're talking about the sea in people. Mark 4, starting about verse 35. And the same day when the even was come, he saith unto them, let us pass over unto the other side. And when they had sent the multitude, they took him even as was in the ship, and they were also with him in other little ships. And there arose a great storm of wind, and the waves beat into the ship, so that it was now full. And he was in the hinder part of the ship, asleep on a pillow. And they awaked him, and said unto him, Master, carest thou not that we perish? And he arose and rebuked the wind, and said unto the sea, Peace, be still. Woo! And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm.
Right.
And he said unto them, Why are ye so fearful?
Right. No, listen to me. Yahushua must be so angry. He's angry because they're not using their faith. All the Lord requires from us is to be faithful, believe in him, trust in him. Now you can imagine, you can visualize it. Yahushua want to get a little bit of peace and rest, right? Right? Because nothing bothers him. Okay? okay? Because he's in control of the elements. So he's going to get their rest, and they're coming to wake him up now and says, please, we're worried, we're in distress. And then what Yahushua did, he put it to sea. He seized the
read it again, read it again, so you can clear.
This is once again Mark 4, verse 39. And he arose and rebuked the wind and said unto the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. And he said unto them, Why are ye so fearful?
Right.
How is it that ye have no faith?
Right.
And they feared exceedingly, and said one unto another, What manner of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?
Thank you very much.
So that's a demonstration of Yahushua's power.
Yes.
You Christians call him Jesus. A demonstration that he's in total control.
Yes.
Of, you can bring it to modern day.
Yes.
Of all these three major tornadoes, the hurricanes,
Yep.
the earthquakes in various places, and it's a sign of his presence. But the point that we're really trying to get out of that, we just read there, is that he's in total control.
Thank you.
And that was a boost of their
That's the
faith.
spirit how you said that, right? Because I just wanted to say
Back
that
to you,
because
back to you.
because it's all about the faith. Now, when they saw that, they said, "What manner of man is this?" By seeing that now, that's going to increase their faith. By seeing that event, right? And obviously, that's how the Lord works, and He does more events until He increases the faith of whoever needs to be increased. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's written for our instruction, man.
Yes, for our learning, yes.
All the things that were written are written
Yes.
for our faith, for our instruction.
Yes.
I was talking about we're prisoners of hope, and our brother was, one of the elders over there, one of the states, was saying, when people look for something, they may go to, what's the word, man? What was he saying? People they look for faith boosters, and they may turn within themselves. Some of them may turn to like drugs or whatever the case may be, mirth. What we do to increase our faith, we look to the scriptures, man.
Right, that's
as
it,
we're doing now, guided to the scriptures, man.
Because the Comforter was sent for us, isn't it? The Comforter.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yes, yeah.
Back to you.
What you got about this, sir?
Yeah, brother.
This is the book of Matthew 16 and verse 1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, When it is evening, ye say, It will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times?
You see, and they're not being spiritually minded; they're being carnal minded, right? Right? Because when it comes to anything with the weather, they see a little drop of rain, they go, "Oh, it's going to rain in the next 10 minutes," right? They take their faith into that, but they don't take it into I lost it. Go on, read it again. The last one.
I read verse 3. And in the morning it will be foul weather today,
Yes.
for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times?
Right, and that's it, because because times are drawing closer, and the Lord wants us to have more faith and to read into signs, spiritual signs, more than, and it's being hypocritical. You see, and that's what the Lord is saying. Yes, brother.
This is Matthew 24, verse 37. But as in the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving into marriage.
And you see, and everything is written, as a brother Aria said, everything is written for our learning, right? That thing that happened in the flood, okay, that was a warning. But keep on reading, brother.
They were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage.
And that's the spirit, because they said they'd be eating and drinking. As I coming to camp today, where I was in the bus, and we're looking through the restaurants, people that are drinking, they're eating. There's nothing wrong with having a drink, nothing wrong to eat, but you have to measure the time diligently, what time you're in. All right? Go ahead, brother.
Until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and they knew not until the flood came and took them all away.
Right, because that was too late, because they wasn't measuring the time diligently. They was given a warning, okay? Given a warning, and they didn't want to take heed to the warning, okay? This event happened before, and it's going to happen again, okay? The prophets are just warning and warning. They're blowing the trumpet, right? Go ahead, brother.
And they knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Wow, that's what I'm saying, Son of Man. And the thing is, right, which we all know, we don't know the hour or the time when Yahushua is going to return. But we have to keep on the watch. We have to be on the alert. We have to keep our eyes focused. We have to keep our eyes single at all times. Yeah, brother?
Ezekiel 3:17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman
Wow.
unto the house of Israel.
Made thee a watchman.
Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
And how does the Lord work through? Who does he work through? His men, the prophets. Okay? The prophets come out on the highways week in and week out. And the scripture says, raise your voice and spare not. Spare not. Man, woman, and child. Do not worry who is offended. You have to bring up the word because they are the mouthpiece of the Lord. Right? Finish what you're saying? No, that's it, yeah? Read it again, please.
Ezekiel 3:17. In fact, there's a Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of
Right.
Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
Right.
When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest them not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way.
But hold on. What people want to hear, they want to hear smooth things. Oh, you look so beautiful. Oh, you got a nice long dress on there. Oh, your trainers. They want to hear smooth things, but they don't want to hear the bad things. They don't want to hear that. Okay? And the Lord said, and the Lord is a perfect balance. Right? As you say, according to the scriptures, you're going to have good things and you have bad things. Give them warning, the good and the bad. Tell them, if you don't listen to me, this is what happened. If you listen to me, you're going to inherit certain blessings in the kingdom. That's it, brother.
Thou shalt surely die,
Yep.
and thou givest him not warning,
Thank you.
nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way,
Right.
to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at
Right.
thine hand.
Right. It's all about giving the warning. Okay? And if you do not give that warning, and that's what the prophets are doing week in and week out. Right? The internet was created. The internet was created. The unicorn, the web. And that goes out 24 hours a day to give them warning. Everybody has no excuse. So what about it? There's no excuses when the Lord returns. When going back to Noah again, when Noah was banging away for about how many years again? 120. How much? 120 years. All right?
Preparing the ark.
Preparing the ark.
Yeah. They was laughing at him. We looked at that in Matthew
Right?
24.
Okay.
They was mocking him, laughing
Mocking him, laughing him, even
yeah.
his relatives, even his friends, whoever mocking him. Like, come on, man, what you doing? But he just kept, and he did it because of the fear.
Yeah.
He did it for the fear. Why do you think the prophets come up week in and week out? Because of the fear of the Lord. The fear of the Lord, what we do? We persuade men. We persuade men because the fear of the Lord is a dreadful power.
Yeah, appreciate.
Right? You finish on that, brother? The fear of the Lord will persuade all men. Go on, brother.
Yeah, because that's the motivator. As our elder usually say, elders and apostles. Fear is a motivator. You know, backed up by what is it? Fear is we persuade men through the terror of the Lord.
Yep.
Yeah, man. When you just watch the news, man, you get videos, you get ideas to just do videos on. You can go on the fear, you can go on the judgment. All these ideas come to you just by watching certain things what you see on the news. Nowadays, it's the fulfilling of prophecy. So this is Romans chapter 15 and 4 says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through, because it's written for our learning. And you mentioned that this warning will make the standard is warning, and then it doesn't go out void.
Yes.
Now we've got the Urim and the Forum. That's in Psalms chapters 19 and 4, right? Which today, they call it the internet today, right? Or all these other means of social media. So people have no excuse. They're being spoon-fed too, right? Because if you're just a visual person, you've got visuals there. You understand? If you're into all the writing and all the the numeracy, and you got that. It's coming at you. In every way you can relate to and appeal to, you can get it, right? All the different types of elders and apostles too,
Right.
So let me just read this, and I'm going to hand it. He's got a precept, Romans 15 and 4 says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. That's that we're prisoners of that hope.
Yes.
And we don't lose hope. That's the thing, because we got reminders every day. And out fire, we mentioned about the word that's going out, but you've got promises being fulfilled.
Yes, yes.
We're going to get into more of that as time goes on,
This is Matthew 7, verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock.
Yeah, because read that again. Start from quote and read it again, Bob.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these things of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock.
Right, yeah, Dwight, I'll stop here for now. You mentioned Noah, man, 120 years.
Wow.
Was he comes under the banner of being a wise man, hearing the words and doing them. Because he could have just said, yeah, I hear you.
And can I just say something, right, brother? Correct me if I'm right or wrong, yeah? But remember, those days, maybe 100-something years must be longer in those days, right? Because the time is drawing nearer, the Lord's going to shorten the time for the elect, right? He's going to shorten the time for the elect. So in those days, listen up. One day of the Lord is equal to what? 1,000 years, right? One day. So going back to this time, because remember, in those days, things are different. They are bigger. The doorposts, the doorknobs are higher because everything is decreased. Everything has, you know what I mean, brothers?
Yeah. Add to what you're saying. People also live longer too. Those are the days when people are living to like 969 years.
Yeah.
So imagine 120 years. That would have felt like what? Maybe 1/9 of your lifespan.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's the point. That's
the point. That's the point. Yes.
So get back to that and read that again, Bobby.
God, Matthew 7, verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock.
Yeah.
And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock.
Yep. So the perfect example today, perfect precept when we were talking about Noah. It was literal. He needed the ark. He needed that ark to get him through, to guide him through the flood that was coming before the flood came down. So that was an act of faith. The wise man that built his house, man, upon the rock. Or the wise man, you can say the wise man that built his ark before the rain came down. Right? What are we doing now? This is what are we?
We build that spiritual ark. That's it. That's
with the lively stone building that ark.
That's it.
And we're waiting for Yahushua, the cornerstone, to return.
And I tell you something more spiritual. I suppose when Noah was building that ark, he did it all through kinds of weather. Right? Through the rain.
Rain yet.
Thank you. There's no rain. That's good in itself. There's no rain, but all kinds of seasons basically. You know what I mean? They must have different seasons maybe. But anyway, going too much into that.
So,
go on.
Let him carry on reading. And then I'm gonna start chiming. I'm gonna chime in. Let me go. I'm gonna start here. We're sharing.
Okay.
Right. Matthew 7, verse 26. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it.
Right. Yeah, because they laughing at him. They was laughing at him, mocking him. Yeah, now we're using him as the example. Are they not laughing at us?
Yeah.
Are they not mocking us? We're talking about what they do. The brothers and the channels. Right, which they don't realise when they do what they do to the brothers' channels that they're being marked. Right, they're marking themselves for judgment. Whether you do it under the radar, what's that guy, the Wizard of Oz? You go behind the curtain and you start manipulating things behind the curtain. Todo going to come and he's going to open the curtain, which are the angels, which you're doing it to the lowly people, and you think that it's all going under the radar. Everything's coming out in the open and being exposed. So we're likened to that wise man that built his house upon the rock. You don't see no rain, you don't see no reason for us to be building an ark right now. There's no reason for us, but we're actually doing it. We're doing that. The brothers made mention that. We're building a spiritual ark. Right? But why are we building a spiritual ark? Carry on, get back to that precept, Bible Kushar.
Verse 26.
People have questions. Why you go out and you preach every Saturday, or you do some videos coming left, right, and centre? Why? The answer is why in there. And then you've got a precept after, yeah?
Well, verse 26 again, Matthew 7, verse 26. And everyone that heareth these things, or these sayings of mine, and doeth them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man,
Yeah.
who built his house upon the sand.
Yeah, see, just look at the word foolish, man. Anybody? We hear it all the time. We go into whatever you're going to go into. Yeah, go into the blue letter. And if you want to get into anything, you can do that as well.
Where you reading from, Hallelujah?
7 verse 26.
Matthew 7, yeah?
Yeah.
Anybody you got a precept? Just let.
Okay, I
let
got
me
one here.
know.
I got one here while she's looking. This is.
Okay, I got the word for foolish. This is Strong's G 3474, Moros, and it literally just says foolish, impious, godless.
Yeah. Oh, boom. That's what I want. Godless, man. Right? What does the scripture say? Is it Psalms 14?
Foolish, setting the
Boom. It goes take you right back to that. People that don't believe in God, man. I'm not sorry actually. we have to say what the scriptures say.
And I just,
Yeah.
there's another definition. The word impious, the one I mentioned before, that means showing a lack of respect for God or religion.
Right. So these heathens, man, you know, the only one way to cut it and slice it, you have to break it down. Just what the scriptures say. They're foolish people. But if you listen to any of the prophets, despite the way you don't like the way they talk, the way they look, the garments that they wear, right, the way the colour of their skin. If you do listen and you talk heed, you'll be like the wise man. Let's get back to that, Pastor Michelle. Oh, you got
What he said.
yeah.
Because there's a good one here in the Common Dictionary definition of foolish. It says that it is an archaic word for insignificant.
Right. Oh, insignificant. Oh, what does the scripture say? 2nd Ezra 6, around about yeah. So you take you to that insignificant. A piece, drop it from a bucket is very insignificant. Man, we don't need to get into too deep to that. It's self-explanatory, right? So that's how you are described. If you don't have fear of God, you don't believe in God, you're living for vain purposes. Yeah, carry on reading where you was from that. Go back to that verse the last verse you read from the top, the very last one.
About the foolish man or the wise man?
Wherever it was, just go back to where you was reading, man. Wherever.
I'll read
You can go up a little bit, just so I can catch my train of thought.
Matthew 7 verse 24. Therefore whosoever heareth these things of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock.
Right, man. So to be wise doesn't mean you're raking in a whole heap of money, right? Because you know how to do the stock exchange, you know, to manipulate the stock exchange, or you know how to beguile, you know, the poor people. Them, right? That's something that we know. We're on the receiving end of that, right? What you just look down upon the sheeple people, beguile them, put extra taxes upon them. You know, the scripture say now, Obadiah, is it Baruch? We're subject to payments. So you don't mean you're wise, because a lot of it has been passed down to you. The system has been set up for you, rich and wealthy people. All you got to do is play the system to the way it's been set up, because you understand it and it's been set up in your favor. So the wise people, the real wise people, are the ones that are pushing out this truth, this word, right? Going by the blueprint, and it's been given to us in simple, plain terms. Back to where you was in that. And anybody got any precept? You got a precept? I'll read your precept and then we'll go back to that.
Just answering the question as to, you know, you ask people outside looking in will ask, oh well, why do you do the things that you do? Why do you present your bodies as a living sacrifice? This is Proverbs 22 and 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Yeah, I like that example you brought it up. Anyway, that example of Noah, that's a really good blueprint. You know, it's good for us to have these examples, you know, and your whole Noah was just another example. A brick in an example, right? Because right now we're the living stones, we're building a spiritual ark. And Noah was a blueprint for us to follow. He's a simple man that we could relate to, right? Them days were different, but you know, he would be a man that would they call it, a common man, a man of the earth, a grassroots man, a family man, that he just took heed to the word of the Most High, and that made him wise. Read that again, Papa Kushal, let me get my train of thought, man.
Proverbs 22:3.
Yeah.
A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Right. So, yeah, you could just follow the examples, man. That will make you prudent. You know what I mean? You may not have no accolades, you may not have no degrees, masters, or any of that. You follow the blueprint. It's made simple for us. Our blueprint ultimately is Yahushua, and he gave us others too to be prudent. Because he says the wise man what? Read it again, man.
I'm gonna read it in the NLT.
Go on, do that.
Proverbs 22:3 in the NLT. A prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences.
Yeah, that's why you see people in these hurricanes and tornadoes. Oh, we were talking about it earlier on today that over there in Taiwan, their houses are constructed in such a way where it's more or less hurricane proof.
Right.
So they're taking a little, you know, even among the heathens. But that's just what you might call common sense to do that, right? But over there in New York, man, they're gonna their houses are falling left, right, and center. People are are shook. Number one, because it's one of the largest so far. It's one of the largest ones we've had over a period of years.
Yeah.
So far. Was it 50s?
It's funny that an earthquake happened this week, because just this week I was watching a film from 1974, a disaster movie called Earthquake.
Yes,
Yeah, there was a disaster movie from 1974 called Earthquake. It's basically about America. It's like, you know, one of them films, kind of like, you know, Independence Day, where everything gets shaken up and the whole city gets traumatized by this huge earthquake. Well, what does the scripture say? That there's going to be huge earthquakes in the time coming up to the return of the Son of Man. So we saw that literally take place in the news this week. You know, they got rocked. Just thought I'd bring it up. It's a decent film for those who want to watch it. It's actually got Charlton Heston in it, the guy who played Moses in the Ten Commandments. It was a decent film.
Because I was watching a little bit of that, and they showed the hurricane cam pulled up, the live cam of the Statue of Liberty, you know, and it was like swaying, and they were saying Statue of Liberty was swaying. You understand? So what is Statue of Liberty represent, man? You know, going to a little bit, not going too deep into it, but a little bit of the symbolism in that. It represents liberty. Do what you want. Alistair Crowley thing, and America is, you know, when you go to America, oh, I want to go and visit. It's a landmark, famous landmark. And let me go and visit the statue. I want to go up, because you can go in there, you can go up these swirly stairs and go and look at the top. People want to do that, it's one of their ambitions. But it's on shaky ground, man. You know, it's showing you there, America, Babylon the Great, when you go into it, right, it mentions that in Revelation 18, you're on shaky ground, it's like toppling here and there, swaying. You know, so because they didn't make it tornado proof or any other proof, any other proof. And they're the last people that are, you know, it's basically common sense. What we're doing to us is common sense, but obviously, if you're a fool, right, it's that, you know, you're going to be perplexed. You're going to be perplexed at the sight of us. It goes into that in Revelation 11. You can get that one. Revelation 11. Around about 11.
Revelation 11th chapter, starting at about verse 8.
21, around about 21, around about 20 from here.
Revelation 11 starting at verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3.5 days, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put into graves.
You want to go into that?
Yeah. So breaking that down, that great city which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt is talking about Babylon the Great. Because one of the things that Babylon the Great is known for, which is America, is for pushing out that spirit of sodomy. You know, I believe that was the first country where same-sex marriage was legalized, and that wine they've tried to spread to all the other nations. So other nations are also now following after the ways of Sodom and Gomorrah being pushed out by America. So then in verse 9 it says, and they of the kindreds of peoples and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3.5 days, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put into graves. That's talking about the Israelites, because we were walking around in a dead state. We didn't know who we were. You know, we were being told that we were just black people, or you know, we came from Africa, but we've got no history before transatlantic slave trade. So for 3.5 years, that would represent 350. Yeah. 3.5 days represents 350 years. After that time, we started, the spirit of life entered into us, which ties into Ezekiel the 37th chapter. Prophesy upon these bones, and they live. And Ezekiel prophesied, and the bones stood up, and they stood on their feet as a great army. Well, that's the prophets coming back to the remembrance of who they were in these cities where they've been scattered. So starting mainly with Babylon the Great, you know, starting in what, around 1969 with Elder Rabbi Abba Bivens preaching the word, and then you had the other elders under him coming into the truth, and now filtering down to us younger men who are following after the example set by our apostles. We've come into this thing, now we're standing on our feet and we're prophesying, and right now we're in a park, and you know, people are looking at us like, these guys wearing these robes shouting about. That's a fulfillment of this scripture right here. So let me get to the point. It says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts to one another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth. Those two prophets represent the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom of Israel, right? And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. So now the elite see the prophets, such as ourselves, standing up, prophesying this word, proclaiming this word week in, week out, and great fear is falling upon them, to the point where sooner or later they're going to have to make a move against us, because this word has basically engulfed the whole world, and people are now waking up more and more to the truth that these elites aren't the Most High, they're just mere men. The real powers are Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai is coming back to judge this earth.
Yeah.
First Peter 2 verse 5. Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house.
Yeah, that's yeah. So you can represent you can classify us as stones. We mentioned about a little briefly about stones, and we're the stones of the temple now, which are the lively stones. Yes, that is the temple is being come together to be built up, and we brought out the one in the wise man built his house upon the stone. The foundation, the groundwork, the blueprint has already been laid for us. Yahweh Shai is the blueprint. The foundation has been laid. Right? We could talk about the elders and the apostles, right, which are the pioneers of this word. Right? The foundation, the groundwork. You know, made mention briefly of our elder high priest Abba Bibbins, King elder high priest Abba Bibbins. I'm saying, high priest King Abba Bibbins, high priest King Arya, high priest King Marshall. Right, the groundwork, the foundations that were laid for us. Like we said, we're just following the blueprint. We're continuing to build this temple. Yeah, the water.
Again, 1 Peter 2 verse 5. Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Lord our power, Yahweh.
And that's the hope of the hopefully elect, man, that our sacrifice will be accepted by Yahweh Shai. You know what I mean? Yahweh Shai. Following his footsteps as close as possible as we can in this imperfect flesh. But we're not, we're prisoners of hope. You know what I mean? You've got your piece.
Let me finish one more here.
All right. Yeah,
and it says here, wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, the elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded.
Yes, man, because we made mention of it briefly, that the chief cornerstone, we're the stones, but you've got the chief cornerstone, which is the foundation, right? The chief cornerstone, which was rejected, and it wasn't considered as anything. That goes into that in Isaiah 53. Right, the stone that the builders rejected shall be considered as the head cornerstone.
Yes.
In his time, he was despised by the Pharisees, the wicked Pharisees and the scribes of his time, and rejected, and not even accepted by his own people. Right. What did they say? Give us Barabbas, give us Barabbas. What about this man? When they asked, what about this man? They said, oh, no, crucify him, crucify him. Right? So that was the reject. They was rejecting. So that, unbeknown to them, they were rejecting the cornerstone. Which is
I got it here for you, brother.
the one.
I got it here for you, brother. Right? Please, can I consider three more verses? Yeah. I'm gonna break. Unto you, therefore, verse 7. Unto you, therefore, which believe, he is precious. But unto them which is disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head corner of the corner.
Yeah. So you know what? Let's look into the cornerstone. Let's just see what the blueprint has to say. I'm curious. Just look at what the cornerstone represents, which we do already know. Yeah. Off the top of our head.
Read it again. Yeah. Unto you, therefore, which believe, he is precious, but unto them which is disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner.
Two words stuck out with me there. One was disallowed, and then you got head, and then you got about 3 words.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. You know, the elders say, get into your words, man. Once you start me off doing that now, now you started something now.
So when you look at the word disallowed, the opposite of allowed is what? Disallowed, isn't it? Right?
Yeah. I've got the Strong's here for stone. This is Strong's G30 and 37. The word is lithos. It says a stone, of small stones, of building stones. But now this entry, it says a metaphor of a Mashiach.
Ouch.
I've got something. When doesn't it say cornerstone? It's not one
there's
word.
Stone. No, it's not one word.
All
there's
right.
stone, and then there's a chief corner.
All right.
But it didn't say too much in chief corner. So like, let me speak. Finished. But now bring this out. This is cornerstone according to Wikipedia. This is a cornerstone or a foundation stone or setting stone is the first stone set in the construction of masonry foundation. All other stones will be set in reference to this stone, thus determining the position of the entire structure.
That's powerful.
Yep. So that's what I was looking for, because I knew what I was kind of looking for. I had an idea, but you see, the head cornerstone, you see, is the foundation. We made mention of the ground. No house can't be built without a foundation, man. You know, you can be sure Noah, before he built the ark, was given a blueprint. You know, the plans to go into. You know, via building the ark, plans, the blueprint to follow. We're being given a blueprint, which is not complicated. That's the scriptures talk about the simplicity of the words. As a matter of fact, I might get into that a little bit.
And if you think about it, right, that cornerstone, I'm not at the same moment. Just think about the arch, right? You build a brick arch, yeah. If you move one brick out of that's the most important foundation of that bridge, like an arch. If you remove one of the stones, the whole bridge, the whole arch would collapse.
Yeah. What they say, if you don't tighten one screw, it all falls apart. Yeah. We're talking about a little bit about some brothers with their ailments and all of that. But I just, out of my own, come out of my mind, like if one of your toes ain't right, or you ain't got a pinky toe right, the body, you ain't got no balance. Same thing with the air. The big brother goes into that from time to time. Your air with the balance. There's hairs in the air. That if that's off, those hairs in the air. If that's off, you can't balance. You lose your balance, man. Going back to the point, the principle of the matter, why people they actually come out and say they don't want to accept Yehoshua, they don't deal with Yehoshua, we don't worship Yehoshua. Well, the elders and us, you know, we beg to the scriptures beg to differ. Let me find out that word head, because I like that. I like the head cornerstone, and it says in the blue letter stone, but I want to find out head. I'm just getting, going over certain things. The scriptures talk about the simplicity of the word. That's what we're doing. Breaking down the simplicity. Elders, even elders that have been around for over 30 years and over 20 years and over going on 40 years or maybe even over 40 years, get into the simplicity of the scriptures. Go over it, when you say it like that. Because there's times when you get deep, when you get really deep, and brothers do, and we get the breakdown from brothers like that, for the most part, from our elders when they do. But when you get deep, when you come back to the simplicity things, It's like, hold on a minute, we've got to go over that again. Simple things. Because we know about the deed. And then you've got to go, that's why it's a continuous thing. Yeah.
So
But
it's right, calm. The head Strong's G2776. Kefale. There's quite a few definitions. I'll jump down. It says of persons, master, lord of a husband in relation to his wife, of Hamashiach, the lord of the husband and of the church, of things, the cornerstone.
Yeah. Say that again. I'm say that again.
So A says of persons.
The head.
Yep.
You're looking at what? Yeah, alright, fine.
Of persons, master, lord of a husband. in relation-
Master! Right, see? Look here. Carry on.
B says of Hamashiach, the Lord of the husband and of the church. C of things, the cornerstone.
Right, see, do you go into any for you brothers that are into the martial arts, right? Do you go into in front of your teacher and say, I don't need you, you can't teach me nothing? Right, you know what I mean? Like some people we know, which actually, when they reject the cornerstone, that's in effect what they're doing. You know, you've got masters and then you've got grandmasters in the world of martial arts. Or then you have teachers and then you've got instructors. You know, in the university they've got their teachers, they run, you know, all that kind of, with all that kind of accolades. Yeah, I learned from that college, man, Harvard, but it was rubbish, man, and the teacher was rubbish. Yeah, he taught me some good things, but I don't deal with him no more. You know what I mean? Just disrespect, just we call that trampling on the Lord, trampling on the word, disrespecting your teacher. Now, if your teacher was wicked, you know, some of us had wicked teachers, some of us have got our own testimonies, or teachers what they did, certain people what they used to do and they never really teach them nothing. That's a different story. But you know what? The one who's the best teachers are the ones that lead by example.
Right.
You cannot discredit Yahweh Shai
No way.
for what he did by example. And you can't call him no hypocrite. Now let me get someone go into the simplicity of the word if they can find it. I'll try and find it as well. Second Corinthians.
Looking for that earlier.
Yeah, I think I've got it. Yeah, let me get into some of this, man, because I've done a little video on this. Just to go over it, because I was watching some of our elders over here, our London Central Camp elders, Big Brothers elders, and I'm just watching and I'm saying, I heard that before, but I didn't get it, you know what I'm saying? Me coming out of Christianity. You understand, where you're just sitting there with everybody got their suit and tie and their nice shiny shoes, sitting there, going in to get edified, coming out, you know, don't get nothing out of it, man. Maybe you got a chance to brandish your clothes with your nice suit and thing, right? And the man who was teaching you had a chance to everybody look at him and say, yeah, you get that suit where, you know, he's looking good, brandishing and showing off. But people are coming to church and going from church with, in women's cases, with their nice hats on, their Christian hats on with all the flowers and all of that. And no one getting any of the wiser. So, let's get into some of this. I read it for this. Anybody could read this for me. 2 Corinthians 11. Yeah, and yeah, we start from 1.
Fine. 2 Corinthians 11:1. Would to the Most High ye could bear with me a little in my folly, and indeed bear with me, for I am jealous over you.
Yeah,
with godly jealousy.
Yeah.
For I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Hamashiach.
Yeah.
But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach.
Right. The word simplicity for you?
Yeah, look it up while I break it down, because in my short time in this truth, brothers know, you know, most people know now, not long, under 10 years even. Right? You know, this has happened, man. I've seen this happen to people in my and definitely in the Christian church. Right? Definitely in the Christian church. But this is what he was saying. For I am jealous over you, Apostle Paul, writing his letters, with a godly jealousy for I have espoused you, same way as it goes on, you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Yahushua. We're described as his tender wife. You know, which that's Yahshua Allah described as his tender wife, and we're espoused to him, right? Not quite married, but espoused to him. know. Other rutters are we endure to the end, and that's the elect, and we're the hopeful elect. Espoused to Yahushua, right? That means to be separate, no longer indulging in all these philosophies, but they describe them as women, right? It's like, you know, brothers, our big brothers usually get into what all the other camps are doing, you know, and they go in, and when they go in, they go in. The spirit for them to go in. You know, the purple people, them, the IUIC people, them. We saw him too. He ain't been long in his truth. You know, he's an older man to me, Nathaniel, elder Nathaniel. But we saw his version of it, because it wasn't the version that is in the scriptures. Because the version that we come to understand is that it's a solemn assembly. And he was running. I don't know if brother saw the video of Nathaniel running into the Passat. It was like some kind of if you ever see the Olympics before, the celebrations before, when they hold that torch, and they like I remember back in the day it was like Muhammad Ali, he was holding the torch, and he had Parkinson's even then, which was, I don't know why they used him. It was wrong to use him, but they had him running around the track to go and put the light and light up the torch to say, well, this is going to be this time around the celebration. This is the Olympics that everybody likes, and it's a big thing wherever it is. So it's a celebration, and after that, the part, you know, the aftermath of the Olympics, because it lasts a couple of weeks, doesn't it?
Yes.
So it's a great, massive thing. This is what it will look like. And I'm not into like watching too much about what the other camps are doing. I let, you know, for me, that's my spirit. I let the elders, when the elders get onto it, then I might watch. Because I used to watch them camp out. I don't find it very edifying. But when the elders bring a magnifying glass to it, you cannot. You understand? And they're doing it for edification, to show that it's not the way to do it. So he was running in to correction, and to I'll read it again. Yeah? Jealous, for I have espoused you to one husband, so that the espoused wives don't go down that road. It's like a warning. You understand? So I was watching. I said, that ain't. Even in the Christian church, I would have looked at that. When I was in the Christian church, I would have looked at that. I would have said, no, that's not right. Glory, man seeking glory for himself. Yeah.
That's
the word?
Simplicity, yeah?
Yeah.
The word simplicity is Strong's G 572.
Yeah.
And it reads, singleness, simplicity, sincerity, mental honesty, the virtue of one who is free from pretense and hypocrisy, no self-seeking, openness, or heart manifesting itself by generosity.
Right, they go to door salesman, man. If anybody, I don't know, they used to do them back in the day. But, right, them snake old salesmen. Now we see them a mile away. You understand? You know, when we was younger, we opened the door. Who's that? Oh, salesman. Shut the door for them bomb. You know what I mean? Up here. Shut the door. Because they got eloquent. They're eloquent, but they're going to beguile the innocent. You understand? And they use big words to, you know, and a lot of them big words go over your head. So all you got to do is sign here. Don't look at the blue. You know, I'll read the blue. It's all covered. Sign here, and then you go and sign it, and then that's it, man. You know, you've been beguiled. You've been what's that word? You've been gulled. Yeah, beguiled. You've been tricked. Yeah, free. You read free again.
2 Corinthians 11:3. But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach.
Yeah, when people talk, looking, I've always been taught, anyway. Even when Edomites know this, look into their eyes, man. Look into their eyes when people are a little bit shifty when they're talking. Right? I watched that camp for a little while, and I'm not feeling them, man. I'm just going off what my spirit. I'm just not feeling them. No, I got, you know, looking in the eyes, sincere. Read that word again, man. The word simplicity. Big words don't fool us. Now, when you need to use a big word, you use it. But when it's not necessary, it's in the wrong place. It ain't gonna fool us. When we was in the Christian church day, that's what they do, man. You know, Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah.
Singleness, simplicity, sincerity, mental honesty, the virtue of one who is free from pretense and hypocrisy.
That's Apostle Paul, right? Some of the examples that Apostle Paul, he came with that. When he was stern, he came with that, but it was sincere. When he was stern, when he was counseling them, Corinthians, and sincerity. Yeah, not without hypocrisy. I think he goes on to talk about that. Sincerity is without hypocrisy. So if you're using all of the big words, that's all well and good. But if it's not in sincerity, it don't mean shit. It don't mean nothing. It's gonna go in. Elect is and out the others. You're gonna beguile those who the deceiver and the deceiver are his, isn't it?
But the scripture says the simple belief of every word.
Can't. If you want to look for that, you can find it.
This is Revelation 14, starting at verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. And these are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These are redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High God and to the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High God.
Yeah, you see? That's the elect. Other writers are the hopeful elect. You watch videos and you just feel them certain videos, you just watch them and I'm feeling that video, man. The subject, I'm feeling the spirit of the Lord, I'm feeling the vibes, I relate to it, whether it be current events, prophecy, when the brothers coming with that sincerity. You understand? It's different from the Christian church because what they do, they go on the platform and it's like when people are talking, you know, we watch body language. When people are talking and they're going like that, you know what I mean? Like, you understand? And you're there, you start thinking in your serious shit, man. Judgment, you know what I mean? Right? You know, there's another thing too when you say when Jesus comes back, you're gonna be judged. Or you could say when he comes back, we're all in the, you know, there's ways of speaking to people. If you're watching body language, you, everything is you. You know what I mean? Oh, not me though, not me, but you. You know, you're supposed to use the word we when you're coming down on people. You know, you're putting yourself in the same boat as them. You're just as wicked as you're in the flesh, just like them. But the Christian church, they're about coming down on you, and they're doing the most wicked, defiled things behind the scenes. Right?
That's for the purpose of deflection, because a wise person who does that type of thing, they're trying to project onto the other person so nobody looks at them. Yeah. So when they're pointing like, yeah, you, they're basically everybody says turn looking at the person that they're pointing at, rather than looking at the person who's doing the pointing, and that's deflection.
Yeah, and you've got IUIC talking about hell to right, and other nations. That's another way of deflecting. You know, our brothers say they're talking about. I'm going to go with that. They're talking about, and they're not using the name. And that's all a way of trying to take the heat off of them. They ain't expecting to have the kingdom. What does the scripture say about the wicked Pharisees and scribes? They ain't entering into the kingdom, and they find that one, Bubba. Yeah, you got me.
Alright. This is Matthew 7:3. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye?
Right. See, that's it. Right? You know what I mean? If you're going to bring a judgment or you're going to apply a scripture that this place is going to be destroyed, you understand? Nineveh, that happened with Jonah. Jonah went into all of that. Because Jonah had to learn not to be over righteous as well. Because he had a good insight of what the Ninevites were like. And the Most High had to bring him down gently, slowly. Yeah, because you know, it can happen. You know what I mean? Pointing your finger that, oh, I don't like it, because he don't like him. It's not a personal thing. A lot of the time, it's not a personal thing. Sometimes it could be a personal thing. But you bring in judgment, and in that place has been given nemi, teki, writing on the wall. You just have to go by the blueprint. And we went into that a couple of weeks ago. Jonah tried to run to Tarshish, and the Most High had to bring him down gently because he had the wrong attitude. But he got the penny dropped after. You know what I mean? Because they did repent and they put on sackcloth and they moved. They turned around. They repented. Acts, I think it's Acts chapters 3 and 19. They turned around and they repented. So we have to be careful. I say all that to say, you mentioned about some of these other camps. I'm going to let the elders, you know, do what they do. The elders and our apostles, they do what they do. And we like I say, we got the blueprint. But we learn from the mistakes of these examples, because the Most High is giving us good examples and bad examples. So read through again, and then you got to pick up.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Matthew 7 and 3.
Have you got precept? You said you had a precept?
Yeah, but I'm saying there's 3 verses.
Alright, read through.
Matthew 7 and 3.
Oh no, Slocko, that's your precept, that's your precept.
And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye?
Yeah, that's another thing where why people get the gold as well. So there's no self-reflection. We're coming from the aftermath of the Passat. And now, earlier on in the truth, after the Passat, we may have got into a routine where, that was the Passat, we passed it now. Really, which I've taken on board, learning from my example, the blueprint of it's a all year round thing. The pennies dropping now, it's an all year round thing. The leather, you got rid of the leather out of the house, that's all well and good now.
Spiritual.
For those who are into the leather, they won't get back to it. And it's alright, it's lawful, but it's really the spiritual level that we want to get rid of it once and for all. Other are. And it's a continuous fight. But the aftermath of the Passat, it's still going to be there. It's lingering on still. Because we're working with a continuous thing. Let me say it like that. Yeah.
This is what you call for Aria. Matthew 23 and verse 13 says, But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in.
Yeah, that's what the Pharisees, that's the example. The whole Shai, trying to keep it simple as possible. The whole way of Shai gave us good examples and bad examples. Black and white, right? If you're colorblind, you got right and left. Trying to keep it simple as possible. Because there's colorblind, and there's all kinds of HDDD, dyslexic. You understand? Our kind of thorns in the flesh that brothers are contending with. That's why your whole Shai is putting it, like I say, in different ways, sliced it in different ways to make it palatable, the human in the forum, so that we are being spoon-fed. Different brothers with different types of videos, with different subjects, prophecy, history. If I want to get into some history, which I do that, I know what videos I'm going to watch. Prophecy, I know what videos I'm going to watch. A little bit of all around, I know the videos to go to. Current events, for the most part, there's brothers that are heavy on the current events, who like keep you up to date on everything. You may not even need to watch the news. You just watch them videos, bro. Them brothers' videos. And then you got the all-arounders brothers. Me with my condition, I try to keep it as simple as possible. And it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but I try to keep it as simple as possible and get eye contacts and know where I am. And if it's a 2-hour video, 1-hour video, and if I'm feeling it, I'll watch the whole of it. If not, I'll cut it up into little slices. Like I say, the Most High has made giving us spoon feeding us right now. So no more precepts? Alright. Then I'm going to change the subject a little bit.
You finished, brother?
Yeah, finished.
Ephesians 4 verse 22. You finish, you go first, you finish. Yeah, you got it.
Right, so there is a bit more. We were talking about the scribes and Pharisees shutting up the gateway to the kingdom of heaven, which essentially is what the IUIC are doing by not giving the name of the Lord. They're preventing people from using the name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous one into it and are safe. They're basically claiming that they're come up to us for Israelites, but they're blocking the way for you get into the Most High, which is through Yahweh Shai, by not giving you the name. So, verse 14, Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer, therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees and hypocrites, for you compass sea and land to make one proselyte, and when he is made, you make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves. Woe unto you, blind guides, which say, whosoever swear by the temple, it is nothing, but whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor.
Yeah.
You fools are blind, whether it is greater the gold or the temple that sanctifieth the gold. So there's a lot there.
Yeah, if you want to break it down, you can unpack it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically a lot of verses where Yahushua is getting onto false teachers, man. False teachers who take advantage of the sheep. Because really the people, I mean, all Israel is likened unto sheep and they need a good shepherd. The good shepherd is the one who giveth his life for the flock. But a hireling, they'll see the wolf coming in and scatter. So with all these other groups which are teaching their congregation the wrong way to walk in this faith, there's a greater damnation coming for them, because the blood of those who fall by their false teaching is going to be required at the hand of the false teacher.
Yeah. And he opened up, that was in your letters, yeah? Red letters?
I don't have red letters, but it was Yahushua.
Yeah.
So it would be in the red letters.
Yeah, so it was Yahushua speaking, and he was saying, woe, man. Woe means destruction, man. So again, we take it seriously, man. But the Basat is a solemn assembly. I mean, the truth is serious. Now we lighten up from time to time, brothers. We get together, we have our little jokes and things. But we've got the blueprint when it comes to doing this word. We follow the blueprint. The ultimate blueprint is the head cornerstone. The elders, we mentioned about the pioneers. We've got the elders, the apostles under them. The elders, what's the other one? The bishops, the big brothers, all the way on down, And the elders, the bishops, the big brothers, all the way on down, giving us the blueprint. So we're not in any lack of examples, no matter what way you cut it and slice it. So that's what they do, and they do that, right? And like I say, Yahushua made it simple for us. Whatever background you come from, Yahushua made it simple for us. He condemned the hypocrites, the wicked scribes and Pharisees, and he gave his life, shed his blood for the elect. And he knew what it was. He made a separation between his people and the wicked, just to try and keep it as simple as possible.
Your point, Brother Bishop.
Yeah.
Because you said that we've got good examples in this faith. Obviously, you've got both sides of the spectrum. You've got the bad examples, such as the other camps who are teaching false doctrines. But you've got the good examples, which would be the elders and apostles and the men on down of GMS and other camps who share the same doctrine, teaching the right thing. But we're very blessed in this time to have visual examples we can see. Because I remember as a little boy growing up, I didn't know about this truth. I didn't have no role models that I could look to for how to conduct myself as a, young man seeking after righteousness. And I'm saying that to say that most of us didn't have that, but now we do. So look how far we've come. If you look back over the course of your life, some brothers are slightly older than I am, some are younger, but look at what a blessing it is that we have to be in an age where we can actually see our teachers. And that's a fulfillment of the scripture which says, your teachers shall no longer be moved into a corner, thou shalt see thy teachers.
Yeah.
So even now, we're waiting for Yahushua to come back. But we need to take joy. We need to take joy in the small prophecies that we literally see the Most High working for us in our sight, and let that boost our faith. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, the water. Bring that peace.
Isaiah 30:20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction.
Yeah, because that was we're in the darkness. You know what I mean? In darkness, wandering around. Some of us was in all kinds of things. Brothers may know my little testimony, Jehovah's Witness over 20 years and all of that. False pastors, man. That's the bread of adversity, man. And there's good that it happened to me because what is it? There's nothing. The Most High. It's all of the Most High story anyway. It's all the Most High story. So carry on reading.
Isaiah 30:20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
Right.
And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left.
You want to break it down? Read that again, brother. Kind of touched on it already, but
I'll stop. Isaiah 30 and 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left.
Right, those are a few verses, but there's so much contained in it because it says you shall see your teachers.
Right.
Now, I personally, I've never been to Babylon the Great. I've never been to the United States of America, but I've seen the apostles.
Right.
How did I see them? Through the internet. And the internet is prophesied in the scriptures. I believe was that Psalms
19.
Yeah, Psalms 19. So that's powerful. That's two prophecies coming to pass. First of all, seeing hearing the word, right? Then seeing the teachers, which touches on another prophecy, the internet scriptures. Read the end of that as well, please. Oh, so lucky. And also the bread of affliction. Why are we eating the bread of affliction? Because we've departed from our Heavenly Father, because in lifetimes past, we all went off. None of us are perfect. The scriptures say, filthy rags. That's right, all our righteousness is as filthy rags. So right now we are suffering the punishment of our iniquity. And what does Micah 7 and 9 say? It says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him. And that also proves that reincarnation is biblical. It's no good just sitting there thinking, oh yeah, well, you know, my forefathers here, they done wickedness, but I'm better than them. No, we ain't better than them because we are our forefathers coming back. And we have to pay for the things that we did in times past right now. So that's why we're eating the bread of adversity. It's not going to be forever because we're coming to a time where our iniquity is almost accomplished.
Right.
But the iniquity of the other nations, the heathens, and also chiefly the Edomites, they're going to enter into their time of punishment. So when we come out of it, we talked earlier, as Ahab said, the Most High works in the perfect balance. He's punished us first, and then ultimately, he's going to take us out of the punishment and use us to punish the other nations. Just as he used the other nations to punish us, we're going to now punish them.
Yeah. So yeah, man, that's it. You know, we've all eaten the bread of affliction. Right now we're coming out from our affliction, back to that lively stones again and the head cornerstone. Right, it's a perfect blueprint for us to follow. So I want to get into some of this standing because I was looking at this and there's some history there. There's some history there, but there was also prophecy in this. You know, when you get into some of the scriptures and the moral of the story here, I'm going to touch on it a little bit. This is in Samuel. Which we can start from? Yeah, do that. Let's go into a little bit of this. Start from Samuel chapter 1, just to get us a little, because there's a moral to the story. From chapter 1, Samuel chapter 1 from the top. You can share it if you want, because I'm going to get into some couple of chapters. We'll get into a couple of chapters. We only got that now. We've got time. We can get into some of these.
Verse Samuel 1. Oh.
Yeah. So you can read about a chapter. You can share it between us. And if anybody brings out any priests, you know, you can bring out any priests, spirit jumping to bring out priests, you can do that.
You said that we share it, yeah? So by the way, I'll start and then you can jump in, yeah? First Samuel 1 and 1. Now there was a certain man of Ramathaim Zophim of Mount Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zuph, an Ephraite.
Right, yep.
And he had two wives. The name of the one was Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. This man went up out of the city yearly to worship the sacrifice unto the Lord of hosts in Shiloh. And the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priests of the Lord, were there. And when the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave to Peninnah his wife, and to all her sons and daughters portions. But unto Hannah he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hannah, but the Lord had shut up her womb.
So back then they could have more than one wife. This ain't the point, but I'm just bringing it out since it's there, self-explanatory. You can have, you know, they had, in this case he had 2 wives. But the more you get into some of the prophets, get into more of the history, you realise not many of them had 1 wife. But they're reading on.
Verse 6. And her adversary also provoked her sore, for to make her fret, because the Lord had shut up her womb.
Yeah, so the Lord shut up her womb. You understand? So the most, again, we go back to how the Lord's in control of everything. The seasons, the weather, you rebuke the weather on the boat, you know, the different kind of seasons, you calm that. You understand? He can shut up a woman's womb if her mouth won't shut up. He can shut that up, and he can shut up the womb as well. You know, self-explanatory, but there's a little bit in there. We're going to get into some of that.
Verse 7. And as he did so year by year, when she went up to the house of the Lord, so she provoked her, therefore she wept and did not eat.
And the birds and the bees, them always are chiming in. They know the story. Reading on.
Verse 8. Then said Elkanah her husband.
The birds and the bees were there too.
Then said Elkanah her husband to her, Hannah, why weepest thou?
Yeah.
And why eatest thou not? And why is the heart grieved? Why is thy heart grieved? Am I not better to thee than 10 sons?
Yeah, that's the question. Am I not better? Why you crying, man? Why? One of my wives. Am I not better than, you know? She said because the womb is closed. Yeah, no.
If I may add to that point, that was kind of a proud statement. That was kind of a proud statement on his point, because what you've got to understand is that a woman's natural purpose is to give birth. And in the ancient world, it was considered a great shame if a woman was to be barren, because she can't fulfill her full purpose. Yes, she could be a wife to her husband, but really she's supposed to increase the man. And how is a man increased? By having children. So if she can't fulfill that function, she's going to feel cut inside, and that's exactly what she was feeling. And if I may just say one more thing, I was actually watching a little short documentary yesterday talking about the increase of women who are putting off childbirth because they're trying to be career women. But what happens is when a woman gets to about 30 or 35, her chances of conceiving successfully decrease massively. Now Esau's been slick because he sold these women a lie, thinking that, yeah, you can go to college, get your degree, you can be a boss bitch, right?
Yep.
But these women are doing that, and then they're finding out when they've got their good job and their good money and their own home, that, oh shit, now I can't have children. Yeah. And now they're spending like 15,000, 25,000 on IVF treatment that don't even fucking work. Now they're going off because they're not going to the Lord, because that's what Hannah does. She goes to the Lord and he hears a cry.
Well, we're going to get into that. I feel like I'm going to yeah. So the point where we are at the moment is that, I love what you said. You said it's a proud statement. You said that I'm not better than you than 10 sons. So, right, now those men, I'll say those men, because we're men at the end of the day. Those days are even now. Probably lack empathy for her, a little bit of lack of empathy. Which a man's going to be a man. I kind of understand where he's coming from. Because women were women, and there was the nurturers and the soft side of this life. And men had a little bit more, what's the word, man? What they call today, if you're just a tough guy, you don't feel cry for the women and you're male chauvinist. Men were, there's nothing wrong with being a male chauvinist.
Women are more emotional,
yeah.
And men are more logical.
Men are supposed to be a little bit of a, I'm watching the elders, I'm not pointing any fingers, but men are supposed to be men, man, if you say it like that. You ain't supposed to be all worried about your woman and all that shit. How was your day today? She fucking asks you questions, man. How was my day today? It's not about you, it's about me. And that sounds kind of, I know it's, but it is though. Because I'm the man. I don't give a, I mean, I do care about you, but just make sure the food's on the table. And I'm not saying it in ignorance and in arrogance. I'm saying it in biblical, the way how it was. Make sure the food is on the table. And if my foot them need a massage my foot. I ain't like that, but I would that time could be coming, you understand? Right? It's coming. And just make sure the house is run properly. Your emotions and all your feelings, you talk about that with your woman group over there, sister wives. And you do your thing and me do my thing. And I'm not saying it in arrogance, I'm saying that's how men were. So it can come across as proud and all of that. But men are men, man. Men can't go low on the sword. So the men cover what they do. Men do what they do. Women do what they do.
And that's why I have to put the blame on Esau, because
Right.
they're the one that brainwashed us
Yeah.
to think a certain way.
Yeah.
See?
And now it's the other way around. Now the man is all crying and all wimping out to the woman. And she's going out there, like you say, going to be in a boss bitch. Or there's other things that they do now on social media. You know what I mean? What they call it, social media influencers. Women can go from country and just do all kind of fucking stupidness and get holy likes. Bullshit without a bomber clock. Bundut. That's how, you know, that spirit is coming back now on the earth, man. Where they start catering for the men.
Oh yeah, you have to celebrate International Women's Day.
Oh, man. International.
And I'm sincere about this. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, what is it?
What is it? Please,
Have you never heard of it?
no, explain it to me, Baba
It
Kusha.
was just recently, basically, that one day a year where we're supposed to celebrate international women for all their achievements and accomplishments. But what have women really done? What cities have they built? What cars have they designed? You know, what bridges have they designed? What infrastructures have they designed? But yet we've got to sit down and be like, blow smoke up the woman's backside to make them feel good. That's essentially what it is, which is what you're going into in the ancient world. Men wouldn't be doing that.
But Caleb, it's funny. It's not even national, you know. It's not national.
International.
It's international. National is like around here.
Yeah,
International is like the whole
The water.
world.
All them explain it because I want to say it. Explain it because
That's
when I
fast,
came
man.
out of the Christian church, there's things I would have said, really? I'm talking about me, and I'm pretty sure people could relate. What the? Oh, really? Is that how it goes? Because you need to know certain things, man. When you're coming up, especially like the newer generation coming up, what they call him now? Yeah, the elders got a name for one of them. Yeah, all kinds of names. But anyway, but there you go, and they get into it. Put the, you know, have what they say when I was in the Christian church. I used to get to certain groups, and they say, "Have some of that. Put hairs on your chest, son." I don't do that. Have some of that. Put some, and it's true though. You need to do certain things sometimes as a when you're learning to be a man. All right, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But you got to come out of your that weak feminine spirit, man. What we was taught all of that by our women teachers.
Right.
So we say, I'll say it nicely, burn that.
I've got a precept to back up the order. 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man,
Simple as
and the head of Hamashiach is the Most High Yahweh.
I'm glad you brought that one out because it just came to me talking about current events. One of our elders, our big brothers, our elders, GMS London sit down was saying over there in America now, talking about boss bitches. A lot of these women what they call them influencers. Some of them are getting attacked just walking on the street. GMS London sit down, GMS London, GMS Vegas London, GMS
Vegas.
yeah. Getting mid with all. So he was going into the current event. This is what's happening today. Women are just walking down the road, and a man, someone, what they call these people, there's a name for them. Anyway, he's just going up to them, punching him in the face. There's an incels. And if you go into the word incel, it's when someone can't get a pussy. I'll say like how one of the elders talks. How one of our elders talks. When a man can't get a pussy, they become an incel. Yeah, and so what they do, they have ways of letting their frustrations out. Now they talk, and the elder, I like the way we broke down, because you had women who are scared now over there in America, and everything that happens in America, we know what happens, who are scared now, going on their social media, instead of being some kind of boss bitch now, they're saying, oh, we're scared, because you got people coming over from Ukraine and other countries, they ain't got no wives, they're men, they're soldiers, and they ain't got no family, and they're coming over to America. What's going to happen to us? So that's why you're hearing these women, men, some of them, and they're getting turned down. Oh, by the way, a lot of them are getting turned down. Women want what they want, because women have their own careers now. And women want men who can pay the bill, all kinds of shit. We ain't getting too much into that. But the point is, they're getting attacked now on the streets, because there's more incels coming up. Incels, a man that really don't really like the program of the women, and he's just going up to them, just punch him in their face. And anyone is fair game. All of the tribes, all of the women, even the Edomite women, are getting it too. Right? Because there's the spirit of the Lord. That's the spirit of the Lord. Read it again, Baba Kusha.
1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know
that the head of every man is Hamashiach.
Right, the Lord is putting the spirit of the man back in.
Right.
And the elder went into it. You know, we ain't going to get into it though. I'm just making a point. Then we're going to get back to Samuel. Isaiah 4, you understand? Women are going to be, you know, some of us are going to be literally fighting. I knew this anyway, in the spirit anyway. We agree with prophecy. But they're going to be trying to find ways to need protection. Now they're going to have new jobs for men who say, right, if you need to be escorted, and it's already happening. It's in the video. If you need to be escorted from here to there, I'll escort you. Well, that is null and void, because really you should be looking a husband.
That's right.
Right, you see? So anyway, that's just a little tip of the iceberg. Let's get back into this, because it kind of, the point was, we elaborated on a certain point. So we're going into, where we left off on it.
1 Samuel 1:9. So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh and after they had drunk.
And we might not get through all of this today, because you know you start getting into it and brothers have precincts. And that's okay, because we're trying our best to edify anyway. You know, what the Spirit allows.
Reading on in verse 9. Now Eli, the priest, sat upon a seat by a post of the temple of the Lord. And she was in bitterness of soul, and prayed unto the Lord and wept sore.
That's the point. She was in bitterness of soul. She don't come and she's throwing all kind of tantrums and throwing things at her husband. You see what you make me do? Everything the man get the
putting the blame on the man, innit?
Anyway, I try not to laugh, but we can have a little bit of fun with it. You know, the big brother said we can have fun with it. There's nothing wrong with that. The elders, even our big brothers and our elders are prophets, they say we can have fun with it, man. But it's true though. You know what I mean? When they were sore, they have to hold that shit in, man. When the man come on me, he's vexed, he's had a bad day. Fucking man vexed, he can't even let out some frustration, man. The pum pum's supposed to be ready for it. The things on the you understand? We're the testosterone driven men. Cater for the man. We don't cater for the woman. You understand? You read it already, you read the scripture already. You understand? So she was in bitterness of soul and prayed unto the Lord and wept so. Well, she had the acumen, the spirituality, what a lot of these women don't have. Right? The scripture says a virtuous woman, if you get one, that's a blessing. She was a virtuous woman, and it's going to go into it. Pray to the Lord. Don't fucking take out your frustration and start getting all mad and I ain't giving you no more pum pum for a month. And then the man's fucking vexed. No, we're going to talk real on this. We talk real. When you get into the scriptures, that spirit jumps on you of how the ancient spirits. Sometimes you watch brothers' videos and the ancient spirits back on you and you say, what is bomber class is going on here? What? And it's true.
Can I say something, Brother Kishar?
Yeah.
The scriptures talk about a wise woman buildeth her house, but a foolish woman plucketh it down with her own hands, right? When a woman, this happens a lot in modern relationships where, like you said, the man might be going through some shit and the woman gets angry about something, so her punishment for the man is, I'm not going to give him no pussy for a month.
Say that.
Right? Now that man's burning, what do you think that man's going to go out and do? Right? It's more likely he's going to go and find another woman who's going to be more agreeable, who he can lay down with. Now in the modern world, modern women will get pissed off about that and say, oh, he cheated. So then she'll take his kids and leave his ass. Now you've got the children being raised without a father, all because of a simple miscommunication. The woman was out of order because really she should be catering to her husband. If she was fulfilling his needs, he wouldn't have needed to go. I mean, he might still do it, and it's within his rights to do it. But I mean,
Do what, Slaka?
let me say again. In the modern world, it's very common for the woman, when she gets annoyed with her man, I'm going to deny him the pump for a month or two. She's going to put his ass out to dry for a while to punish him. So what's a modern man going to do? If he's not getting no box from his wife, he's going to go and find it somewhere else. Now, because modern women are so proud, they can't get in their head that a man's allowed to have more than one wife. So when she finds out now that this man's going to sleep with another woman, she's screaming all kind of adultery, you cheated on me. Then she takes his children and leaves him, right? So now the family unit's destroyed, all because of what? The woman couldn't be in order in catering to her husband, so she's brought all this situation upon herself. Now, again, a man might go out and sleep with another woman, not because of that, but it's within his rights to, but usually it's because of the woman's pride. She can't accept that he can have more than one woman, so she tries to punish him by stealing the kids from him, stealing the children from him, not kids. That's the point I was making. And it's very common in today's world. That's why a lot of relationships are falling apart left, right, and centre, man.
Yep. So let's get back into where we were. In
1 Samuel 1
1 Samuel.
and 11. And she vowed a vow and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaid, and remember me, and not forget thine handmaid, but will give unto thine handmaid a man-child, then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head.
You said it right.
Razor come upon his head.
Yeah. So now she prayed. Now she's beautiful now, because now something just come to my mind. Right? We're not getting to it about the woman, but there's principles in there. And when you ask for something sometimes from the Lord, right? Now my driving license, this is years, right? I won't get too deep into it. When I first took it, I didn't do well, right? But then when I took it again, I realized why I failed and all that. I learned from my mistake. But then I prayed and I said, let me pass this time around. Yeah, I learned from my mistake, let me pass. Now I'm going to be very much different now in my attitude, because probably I was a bit younger. If I'd have passed, I probably would have get into more car accidents or whatever the case may be. Everything is all of the laws. Man's going all of the laws. So when I failed the first time around, I passed the second time around, I said I'm going to do it. I'm going to be more responsible. And I see people that I know on the roadside, I'm going to pull up my car, I'm going to say, you need a lift? I'm going to be generous about it. So it's about the attitude, sometimes about what you need. Sometimes the Most High, you don't like your attitude.
That's right.
Why he's withholding whatever it is. Woman, job. I'm using my own example. That time was me not getting my driving license, so I was in Jehovah's Witness then, so I had to be walking. And I was used to driving anyway, but I was learning to do things the right way. So I learned, I got the penny dropped, I got the picture because I was a bit more mature and more spiritual. So what did she say? I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come to his head. Now you think the ears of the Lord didn't go prick up a bit more? Got a precept? Yeah, bring it out.
This is Genesis 29 and 31. And when Yahweh saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren.
Right, see? Who's in control of everything? Right, this is not our movie, this is the Most High movie. You lose things, you understand? I ain't going to go into all the things I lost, man, because I don't want to, would they say don't cry over spilled milk? I don't want to start bawling it right now in front of the camera. I try to keep it moving. You understand? And it was the Most High's, anyway, it was a lesson that I needed to learn. I lost that shit. But I understand that everything is about balance anyway. Blessings and shortcomings. You don't say the word curses. Blessings and curses. They come, both of them. Right? When I turned over a new leaf, it's funny because I was turning down a lot of money. Yeah? Free, I don't want to go into detail, free money. I was turning a lot of free money down. When I was in the world, I would have loved to have that free money. I became, I turned over a new leaf, all free money. I turned it down. And when I started to turn over, I started to find money on the floor. This just came to me. I wasn't thinking about it. I started finding money on the fucking floor. Like, what the fuck? Every time I said, when I was coming to the truth, I started finding money on the floor. Because all the time when I was turning things down, years later, when I was turning it down, he blessed me for it. Years later, I forgot all about it. I turned over a new leaf. I was supposed to turn over a leaf, but the Most High even blessed me for turning over a new leaf. And I found money. I was telling some brothers know I ain't making it up. I was finding money. Brothers were saying, what the fuck is... I was telling them I was finding money. I was just finding money. Anyway, right, so there's a moral of the story. Reading on, 12.
1 Samuel 1 and 12. And it came to pass, as she continued praying before the Lord, that Eli marked her mouth. Now,
see,
Hannah.
There's a misunderstanding. See, sometimes you've got to get fucking rebuked as well, man. You're doing the right thing. I can't pull up on all the morals of the story here either. But, what time allows you to go and get into it? You get rebuked for doing what's right sometimes. You're doing the right thing, serving the Lord, you get rebuked for it, man. If anybody is ever being beaten for doing something I know I have from my Benjamite parent, get beat for something I didn't do. Everything balances out. Just to bring a balance, everything does balance out anyway. But I got beat a couple of times for things that I didn't do. A couple of things that I did do, and I kind of got away with it. Everything balances up, man. You understand? See, there you go. So she got rebuked here for doing the right thing. She's praying to the Lord by her husband, and the woman in them days, they want to see their, they want to have the approval of their husband. But carry on.
Right. Verse 13. Now Hannah, she spake in her heart. Only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken. And Eli said unto her, How long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. And Hannah answered and said, No, my Lord. I am a woman of a sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord.
Yeah, see, a misunderstanding, a sincere misunderstanding that could cut deep. When you're going through something, what they say, don't kick a man when he's down, isn't it?
Yeah.
If anybody's ever been kicked when he's down, when you're up, when you're buzzing, ducks are chiming in. When you're full of beans and you get, someone kicks you and you go like that, you block it, you was ready for it, that's alright. But when you're down and your guard's down, you get a kick, slow.
And you really fall down.
That's the one that hurts. When you're in pain. Yeah. If anybody's into sport, when you win the game and you're in pain, the pain don't hurt as much. But when you lose the game and you're in pain, you start saying, oh shit, man, my leg was hurting me anyway, that's why you won. Because you fucking feel it more, because you lost. Psychological, man. So when you know what I mean? Some things are psychological, but really, I say spiritual. Let me say spiritual. You understand? So read that one again.
Verse Samuel 1 and 15.
We're getting to the kicker.
And Hannah answered and said, No, my Lord, I am a woman of a sorrowful spirit.
Yeah.
I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord.
Yeah, carry on. Self-explanatory.
Count not thine handmaid for a daughter of Belial, for out of the abundance of my complaint and grief have I spoken hitherto.
Belial, what is the devil, isn't it? Belial. Count, don't want to be. See, you might be called the devil sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's the devil, right? Yeah, that's when you're accused of something you didn't do. He stole. He's a thief. He's accused of, in the Christian church. Oh, keep your eyes on your bags, keep your eyes on your pockets. Obviously, that's happened. Someone in one of the Jehovah's Witness things. Oh, and I'm so glad it came to a good ending. Was some Edomite guy, and I remember this. Ross was coming to Jehovah's Witnesses, right, with his little youth, and before he was coming in, he was going and he was thieving money out the cloakroom and coming and sitting down and answering up, right? And guess he was getting the blame of it. Oh, there's a thief, there's a Judas around, there's Judas around, and he's wearing him because he's an Edomite. He's one of them black people. A little Judas coming around and he's stealing from us. Be aware of him, and you got to deal with that shit. Oh, is it me? And you know you got a criminal record. Some of them know. So you got to walk with that on your shoulders, and you've turned over a new leaf. But your past is there. I'm going to use your past against you because I know people like you. If you've ever anybody been in front of a judge and he's had a bad day, right? His house got broken into, right? Or someone robbed his wife, and then you might be in front of him for a similar charge. Excuse me. All right, sentence to life. Bang, give him life. Fuck, man. This happens. What we're dealing with men, human beings, with emotions. I can tell you. I'm not going to go too deep into it. I remember when they was changing laws to certain crimes. Because it happened to the judge and all of this shit, and all this shit, and the wife and all of this. Yeah, they're humans, man. Oh, we could put them away for a little bit longer. The time when I was growing up, people that I knew, people get all kinds of things, man. So anyway, let's get the kicker. Carry on.
1 Samuel 1.
Hold on. I want to ask why I said that. Oh yeah, she was accused of something for something that she didn't do. That's part of being a Christian. That's part of doing what is right. That's part of it. And you got to suck up the shit and don't justify yourself, because a lot of people, what they do, why they get fucked up, is they come and they justify. I know someone who used to be among us, he used to do around hour videos, live stream, justifying himself. I don't watch them, but I know the spirit of him. You know, someone would give me the lowdown. Justifying himself. Fucking have faith about it sometimes. That's not faith, that's a lack of faith. That's a lack of faith. If you ain't done it, and you ain't got a guilty conscience, the Most High gonna justify you. You ain't got no faith about it. And it's a similar thing. And I said, shit. And you know what is good about that? What is good, what I learned from it is that you could be the best fucking judge or lawyer, because you got lawyers or you got people that represent themselves. Look at you know. Just you don't have to look into it, I was gonna say that. Not look into it, but put two and two together. Those people that represent themselves in courts, they don't usually do well anyway. Good self-representations of themselves, lawyers, because they cross-examine, they get cross-examined, and they get caught, found out anyway, whether they did it or they didn't. You understand? It's not something that you really should do. Try and represent yourself. Now, if it's a couple of words, I didn't do it, and that's it, and you leave it the rest of the Most High. You didn't do it. You don't say nothing. I'm not saying don't say nothing. I didn't do it. Oh, I don't believe you. All right then, I'll be justified. Man.
Well, the scriptures talk about that, and the scriptures are our best teachers. It says this in Job 9 and 20. If I justify myself, mine own mouth shall condemn me. If I say I am perfect, it shall also prove me perverse.
Right. There's some things that now you put two and two together and you be spiritual, not common sense, spiritual, and there's some things that are just out of your hands. You just got to bear it, suffer wrongfully. Most of us have got, well, I ain't interrogating nobody. I just know that is everybody's got a testimony of that. You understand? Because that's, whether you're using the truth or not, everybody's got a testimony of that. That's just a part of life. So, the story goes on, right? Read that again, Bob. No, in fact, read that again, Bob.
Job 9 and 20 Job chapter 9 verse 20 again says, if I justify myself, mine own mouth shall condemn me.
Yeah.
If I also say I am perfect, it shall also prove me perverse.
Yeah, sometimes it just backfires on you anyway. Whether you was innocent or not, it still backfires on you. Most I was trying to say to you, suck that particular thing, take the load, suffer it. You're being taught a lesson. Maybe there's things you did get away with anyway as well. I'll be honest, I'll put my hand up. I was doing some stupid things back in the day, you understand? And the Most High had mercy on me. Then everything balances up anyway. So suck it up, and the scripture says it, self-explanatory. You understand? So what did she do? Let's get back to Hannah.
Remember the scripture said, knowing the truth,
yeah.
knowing the truth shall set you free.
Right. So you got women out there too, because a lot of women, you know, this applies to the women out there too. The women that come on the comment board and they can't keep their mouth quiet. And you got to understand where the elders are coming from, because the women, they've been warned and been told over and over, and you can understand their frustration, why they get frustrated with them. And they're hard on them because the women get the message, man. You understand? This is coming into the time of the that old spirit is coming back. It's a time of men. That's why hence you see us out here with our beards on. That's just a little part of it. With our beards on and following the blueprint of our elders. True. You got something?
Yeah, I was looking for something about suffering wrongfully.
All right. So, why are you looking at that? All right, you got it.
Yep.
All right.
This is 1 Peter 2 and 19.
Anybody got any precepts? Bring them out.
For this is thankworthy, if a man, for conscience toward the Most High, endure grief, suffering wrongfully.
Yeah.
For what glory is it, when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently. But if, when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with the Most High.
I'm glad you know why? Because it's acceptable. That's the point. It's not about even just pleasing your brothers anyway. Oh, I like the way he's doing that. It's not even about that. Oh, he's a humble brother. It's not. It's more. It's deeper than that. It's acceptable with the Most High, and He blesses you. Like I say, when I was doing my folly, and I was doing folly, and I stopped because it may have been every man's. When they say every man's cross is the burden, every man's tool to stake is the heaviest. When I was withdrawing from my addiction or whatever you want to call it, addiction or what you might call weakness, and I refrained from it. I still was blessed. I still was blessed. I was blessed for that. Like I say, I started to find money on the floor, free money. Money don't, you don't find money. £20 notes. You're talking about £20 notes.
I tell you what, in my lifetime, I must have found money twice. In my whole lifetime.
£20 notes.
Not even that much.
And as a matter of fact, I'm going to say the testimony anyway. Now I'm talking about it. Because you know why? I'm saying it. Because brothers get tempted, right? And yeah, if you're known as a criminal, that's one thing. But if you're not known as a criminal, then you might. It's not no big deal to you to do what you're doing. And you can slide under the radar. The people that are under the most pressure are the ones that were criminals. Well, if you've never been caught, you understand what I'm saying? You ain't got no stigma on you, then I'm like, well, okay, then that's why E's are so fucking criminal. You know what I mean? Where they're calling the fugitive. He's never been called to account, so therefore, when wickedness is done, you say, therefore the wickedness. What's that scripture you quoted to me earlier? Yeah. That's gonna be right. Yeah. When someone is bold in their wickedness and they haven't been brought to an account.
Oh, Ecclesiastes 8:11.
Yeah, you don't have to bring it out. They become more bold in their wickedness.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to people who may have. All right. So when you're giving and you resist a temptation, whatever it is that is a weakness to you, don't compare with other people. Yeah. What is a weakness to you and you resist it? The Most High, he says it's agreeable with him. Yep. Now let's get back to the moral of why I brought that out.
First Samuel 1 and 17. Then Eli answered and said, go in peace, and let the Most High God of Israel grant thee thy petition that thou hast asked of him. Mm-hmm. And she said, let thine handmaid find grace in thy sight. So the woman went her way and did eat, and her countenance was no more sad.
Yeah, so he encouraged, some words of encouragement. He did his job as a husband. Yeah, so Samuel is born to Hannah. Right, was she blessed? Now here comes that was the sadness, isn't it? But the more I say, everything is a balance to everything. Yeah, you can read this one.
Yeah, verse 19.
Yeah, you can carry on from 19. Yeah.
Samuel 1 verse 19. And they rose up the morning early and worshipped before the Lord Yahweh, and returned and came to their house to Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and the Lord remembered her.
Right, see? Right, the Lord remembered her. The Lord remembered her. This is just the beginning of that balance is coming back. Reading on.
Wherefore it came to pass, when the time was come about, after Hannah had conceived, that she bare a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, because I have asked him of the Lord.
Yeah, and I like her attitude. Yeah. She had to get. It was about attitude. Some women, they don't realize. Oh, I look so. Man can tolerate their looks. They can tolerate their looks. Yeah. But the spirit, the angels don't. The spiritual world don't. Or sometimes the spirit of the Lord can jump on a man and he can see that that's a demon. or a witch. Those of you that dabble in witchcraft, I've met a couple of you, and the most I put the spirit on me to see you a mile away. That's why some of them, enough of them are going to get turned down. They think their looks is going to carry them through. Enough of them are going to get turned down. Because you can say, you can be all right, I've changed over, I don't do this anymore, I don't do that anymore. But if the Spirit of the Lord, most I put the Spirit of the Lord on men to see your past, that you was lying, right? Then you're going to get cast away. And what they used to do with them, a witch, it goes into that, what you do with a witch.
Suffer not a witch to live.
Right.
And that word suffer means allow.
That means they're going to be put to the fire torch. Most I might just allow them not to get taken up, grabbed up by a husband, or someone who they come and try and do, and he delete them. Or the missiles. Anyway, however it's going to be. His hand is not going to be cut short. So, it's about attitude. You men, really talking about Anna, the women. It's about attitude. Alright? Because men now, we know who we are. We know that we're the potential elect. And we're going to be, I believe a lot of us are going to be very fussy too. Absolutely. We're not going to be like to run wild and have liberty. You understand? That's all part of the story too, the part of the movie too. he let us see what they really like when they're allowed to run wild and have liberty. You understand? So we're going to be fussy.
Again,
Cool.
wherefore it came to pass when the time was come out, after Hannah had conceived, that she bare a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, because I have asked of him of the Lord.
Yeah.
And the man Elkanah and all his house went up to offer unto the Lord the yearly sacrifice and his vow. But Hannah went not up, for she said unto her husband, I will not go up until the child be weaned, and then I will bring him, that he may appear before the Lord Yahweh, and there abide forever.
Yeah, she wants it to be right. She want to do it everything the right way. She had the right attitude. So this is the balance. A lot of you women are not right now, but you got good examples too. A lot of you are the weaker vessels, so you're off. But the Most High is giving you good examples to follow. So you're being spoon-fed as well via you in the forum. And don't say you don't know about the internet and all that, because we see how good you are on the internet, how you can use it to your advantage when you want to. Oh, I don't know about the internet. That would have been my excuse. but the most I made sure what I needed to know, I needed to know enough so that I can, turn around and understand the word, what I needed to understand and gain the word. So we know you know your way around social media. You watch the videos too, more than what we think. Well, I know you watch it more than what you want to let on to that you watch the videos. So you're up to speed. Because I listen to some of them speaking, I'm saying they're watching the videos. These women and a lot of the men are watching the videos. And I've even heard of a guy who's not even he's saying, yeah, my friends are Hebrew Israelites, and they say about what's going to happen to Esau and Jacob, and he was going into it. So a lot of these words out there, man,
God. And Elkanah, her husband, said unto her, do what seemeth thee good, tarry until thou have weaned him. Only the Lord established his word. So the woman abode and gave her son suck until she weaned him.
Yeah. What verse was that?
23.
Alright, 23, yeah. So there's a lot of morals to the story there. She kept her word. Most High blessed her, right? Because she kept her word. You understand? So we keep our word too. These are little things, but then again, little things are big things too. Like I say, there's people that are going through things, and they're up to speed. They can be put up to speed by going into some history, just getting into some of the history, and which is going to be prophecy once again. Come around again. Yeah, go on.
Verse 24. And when she had weaned him, she took him up with her with 3 bullocks and 1 ephah of flour and a bowl of wine, and brought him unto the house of the Lord in Shiloh, and the child was young.
Yeah, you see, kept her word again, and she's going a little bit, adding a little bit more, making that sacrifice. Weaned him, took him up with the bullocks, right? Giving him, this is her sacrifice. Bullocks and 1 of the ephah of flour and a bottle of wine, and brought him unto the house of the Lord. So she was tested, and she actually came through with the sacrifice. She said, that's what I want to do. That's why I want it. I don't want to take him. I don't want to make him be no drug dealer. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these women, what they're doing, teaching them what to do. Oh, I want him to do this. I want him to be in the music industry. I want to make sure he does well in Hollywood. And they ask for a child. The most I ain't hearing them kind of prayers. That's just just come to me, that's just what come to me. People ask for things, but they don't ask for it in the right reason. The most I don't give it to them. And then they still don't understand why. Why not? Well, you see, that's why you've got to be spiritual, man. And we're going into the breakdown of why not. You know what I mean? This is why not. So carry on.
Verse 25. And they slew a bullock and brought the child of Eli. And she said, O my Lord, as thy soul liveth, my Lord, I am the woman that stood by thee here, praying unto the Lord, Yahweh.
Alright. So read that again, Baba Kusha. And this is going to be the last one. We're going to break it down.
Verse 25. And they slew a bullock and brought the child to Eli. And she said, O my Lord, as thy soul liveth, my Lord, I am the woman that stood by thee here, praying unto the Lord Yahweh. For this child I prayed, and the Lord hath given me my petition which I asked him. Therefore also I have let him.
Oh, that's it. For I'll read that bit. For this child I prayed, and the Lord hath given me, and my petition which I asked of him. That's it. So she kept her word. She asked for the son with the right attitude. The Most High blessed her with the son. Yeah. So the modern day, the moral of the story is, when you ask for something, you got to have the right attitude. The Most High is looking at the attitude before He will give it to you, and then you keep your word, and He will bless you. Right? Now it may not be next week, next year. It's all whenever it is when it is. Might be of the Most High's time. So we went into a little bit of that. There was a moral of the story, and there's more we could have got into, but time befell us hard. Abu Razar, you know, we are here once again next week. Close down for me, Bob.
Yes, double honor, brothers and sisters, for tuning in, and I hope you're edified. So as usual, we give all the praises and the glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ruach Kodash. We give double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone who rule well over us. And Lord willing, we'll be back out here again next week, yes? All the praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Shalom.